and her mark of 9.75 is enough to clinch the championship for Mary Lou Retton.
And she seems pretty confident, I have to admit. She doesn't seem intimidated by all the big difficulty. And of course, that was a nice double twist. And for 10 years old, that's one heck of a routine. He scored a 9.4 in the preliminary, so you know she's very good on vaulting. Nice, high, your Janko vault. Really clean in the air, and it was very high.
Unbelievable. Incredible, absolutely incredible. And she had a great time out there. If those judges have any problem judging that routine, if they don't have the results out immediately, there's something wrong.
HTS and Prime Network presents the 1993 USAIGC National Gymnastic Championships from the Greenleaf Resort and Conference Center in Haines City, Florida. Historically, the USAIGC National Gymnastic Championships has attracted the top competitors from independent clubs throughout the United States. In 1984, Mary Lou Retton was the star of the meet, and most recently, it was Shannon Miller. Who will be this year's star? We hope to find out in the next couple of hours. Hi, everybody. I'm Johnny Holliday. Nice to have you with us from Haines City, Florida. We have got some outstanding gymnasts to perform for you this evening. In the past week or so here in Haines City, Florida, over 800 gymnasts have been competing all week long for national titles, representing all 50 states. In fact, more than 1,000 clubs represented here. And tonight, we're down to the final 32 gymnasts representing the final 8 teams. And I am joined by former national team member Jeff Nepper, and the team that is going to be out there trying to defend their title is the American Twisters. Can they do it again this year?
I think they've got a really good chance, but they certainly have their work cut out for them, because last night in the preliminary round, they had their top gymnast get injured in the warm-up, so they only had to go with 3 gymnasts, which really put the pressure on them, meaning each gymnast score count, and they didn't do as well as they probably hoped to. They ended up 4th. But they have such a strong team. They went back to the gym. They brought another girl out, and it's one of their best girls, Susie Kincaid, who was actually in the meet last year. And I think tonight they are really in it for the money. It's going to be a neck-and-neck race, I think.
And one of the teams to give them a challenge for the national championship, Hills Angels from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Now, Christy Kraft, former coach of the World Championship team, can they win this event?
Most certainly, and I think the headline gymnast in this event is Dominique Dawes, an Olympic gymnast who is capable of a perfect 40 in the all-around if she hits. You know, her nickname is Dominique Dawson, and that's with good reason.
Interesting that when she competes, Jeff and Christy, almost everybody else in this building will be looking at her competing.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole gym will quiet down because they know one of the best in the world is out there.
Well, we'll have the best in the world coming up in just a moment. Nice to have you with us. We'll return with the competition right after these messages. Welcome back to Greenleaf Resort and Conference Center, Haines City, Florida. Johnny Holliday along with Christy Kraft and Jeff Nepper, the National Gymnastics Team Championship Finals tonight. Let's take you around this beautiful facility and take a look at where we're going to see the competitors tonight giving it their very all. And Jeff, let's begin with the vault.
On the vault, what you have, and here we see one coming up now, is each girl will perform 2 vaults. That vault with the handspring double twist. Each girl, again, will do 2 vaults, and then they will count the highest score on the vault. Now, on the vaulting, you're looking for a lot of flight off the horse, and tonight you'll see a lot of flipping and twisting. And the more flips they do, obviously, the more difficult.
And we just saw Marissa Madal from the American Twisters, the defending champions from Pompano Beach, Florida. And also, let's go over and take a look now at the uneven parallel bars. And Christy, this is some tremendous event we'll see the young ladies competing in tonight.
Uneven bars is a very exciting event. Just have to show a variety of movements. Of course, they show the flight or the release elements that we like to see so much, but they also are required to show bar changes, close bar work, as well as large swinging skills. And most importantly, the routine should flow with no pauses or breaks. And spectators and judges alike like to see a big dismount with a stuck landing.
All right, then the balance beam, we'll be focusing on that tonight. This is something which has always amazed most people who come to gymnastic competition, Jeff, because look at that bar. 16 feet long, 4 feet high, 4 inches wide.
That's right. It is the monster out there on the floor. I'll tell you, this is where the meat will be made or broken. Tonight, when you're on the watching the bounce beam, we're looking for 3 basic elements. They are the tumbling series, we have dance series, and then also we have what's called a mixed series, where they have to combine a tumbling skill right into a dance skill. And again, this is the event where it takes total concentration. They need to be totally into what they're exactly doing. One thought ahead or one thought behind about what they missed right off the beam.
And as you see, you talked about the concentration. You can see the young lady right there in front of the balance beam as she is getting set to perform in just a few minutes. Now let's go over and take a look at the floor exercises, a combination of dance and tumbling and acrobatics performed to music. Christy?
You know, floor exercise is traditionally a crowd favorite because this is where the gymnast can really express her personal style. Of course, we like to see the very exciting tumbling elements, but the gymnasts are required to show dance and expression and presentation. And this is where the gymnast shows the harmony between the athleticism and the artistic qualities.
We will take a break. We'll come back and we'll begin tonight's competition. We'll take a look at the competitors, the competition on the vault, when we come back right after these messages. First up in the vault tonight from the American Twisters, the defending national champions will be Kelly Davis. She's 14 years of age from Queens, New York, born in Queens. And good look at Kelly. She's been in gymnastics for 9 years. Let's get first of all into how they score. The judges come up with these figures tonight, Christy.
Well, each of the vaults is assigned a value. So unlike the other events where the spectators assume that the gymnasts begin from 10, each vault has a value, the most difficult being a 10, but there will be gymnasts performing vaults with the value of 9.5, so the maximum they could receive on that vault, if it were perfectly executed, would be a 9.5. Now last night Kelly received a 9.6, so let's see what her vault's going to be.
And the thing you have to remember as far as what the judges go, Johnny, is that there's 2 judges per event. And they kind of check each other, and what they do is they take their 2 scores, make sure they're within a certain range, and then they average the scores of the 2 judges.
And here comes Kelly Davis.
Whoa.
That was a beautiful vault. That is a handspring front somersault vault, which starts with a 9.9 value. You can see she didn't make a lot of mistakes there, did she, Jeff?
No, and that's such a tough vault because you're coming down and it's a blind landing. And a lot of kids we've seen here this week have really sat down on a lot of those vaults. So she did a great job, really handled it well.
She had excellent rotation, a terrific landing. It's going to be hard to improve upon, but we'll see if she can do it. Remember that the judges take the best of the 2 vaults. It's not an average of the 2 vaults. So she has 2 chances to get her best score.
Speed and quickness and explosive power and really a certain reckless abandon.
Oh.
Well, they'll take the first one.
Definitely the first vault. That vault was terrific. It had a lot of flight and a lot of rotation, but every time you take a step in gymnastics, it's 1/10 off your score.
And there are 2 judges for each of these events. And that's Kelly Davis, who is 14 years of age. Let's take a look again at the first.
Her first vault and her best vault. Now watch as she comes off the horse. She'll rappel upward, grab the knees, do the front tuck, and then she comes out, and boom, there's the mat. Almost like a surprise sometimes. It's really tough to land because you just don't know where that mat's coming.
Well, the judges certainly liked it. She had 1/10 off on the landing and not much.
9.75.
That's a great score for the team.
Our 4th performer from New England Gymnastics Express.
Now let's go to the parallel bars. Lauren LeBranch from Northeast Express, Newington, Connecticut. And she is 16 years of age.
And Lauren's the real seasoned competitor on this team. She's been in this national team competition now this is the 5th year.
She just performed a Tkachev, or a reverse hecht, one of the required release elements, beautifully executed. So far, her form is very clean. Nice cast to the handstand, giant swing into a double twisting dismount.
Ooh.
It's a very well done routine.
If you ask her why she likes her event, it's because it's challenging. You saw exactly why.
She handled it really well. And so in warm-up she was having a little bit of problems, but there it was smooth as silk.
It didn't challenge to Lauren that time. She nailed it.
And that's the key, too, in gymnastics. If you can make it look simple, then you know you're doing your job.
USGF National Qualifier since 1987. 16 years of age, from Hartford, Connecticut. New England Gymnastics Express is out of Newington, Connecticut.
Oh, and a
9.85.
9.85. That is an excellent score, and that's going to really be a score to beat in this competition. You know, that doesn't leave much room for a gymnast to move in ahead of her. That's 0.15 from perfection.
Now let's go to the balance beam. That's Emily Bales, the Golden Bear Club in Berkeley, California. 9.6 she nailed last night.
You know, I was so impressed with this gymnast last night. Not only is she beautiful to watch and she looks so confident, but her routine is just full of difficulty. She's setting up now for her tumbling series. Back handspring, layout, step out, layout, step out, layout, step out, 3 in a row. Terrific. She makes it look like it's 4 feet wide instead of 4 inches.
Chisu Holmes, Perel Boykins, and Bruce McGehee, the coaches for the Golden Bear team.
Well, Emily is just doing a fantastic job so far. She just nailed her front somersault dismount, which is one of the more difficult skills in gymnastics, a D element. There's one of the requirements that Jeff was speaking about earlier, the leap series.
And then you can see a full turn, which is also a requirement on the bounce beam, and you might see some girls drop off. Now here she gets ready for another tumbling series.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
What happened there, Christy?
You know, it looks like she just rushed it because maybe she had her difficult skills out of the way and lost her concentration a little bit, because really that is not a difficult series for a girl like Emily.
Now, Christy, when you do something like that, you talk about concentration. You have to get it back real quick, don't you?
Right, especially for a dismount like that, a round-off double back, which is an international dismount.
That was a terrific routine. Unfortunately for Emily, she lost 0.5 for the break there on the flip-flop layout step out.
Now here we go with that first tumbling pass. 3 layouts in a row. There's 1, 2, and 3. Unbelievable.
And she was met by her teammates who were giving her words of encouragement. Certainly disappointing, to say the very least. Now to the floor exercises. And here is Alexis Bryan, Gymstrata Schools in Virginia Beach. And she would love to be a coach someday. She is 10 years of age.
Well, I think she has a little time before she's a coach, and for the meantime, she is an outstanding little gymnast. At only 10 years old, she may be small, but she does some really big stuff. If you watch for her first pass last night, she mounted with a full twisting double back dismount, double back somersault, one of the most difficult skills being done in this competition.
I remember only 10 years old.
Jim Walker and Dana Baker are the coaches for the Gymstrata team out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. And let's take a look now at 10-year-old Alexis Bryan, born in Idaho.
Wow.
A double pike somersault with a full twist. Beautifully done. And
like a pro.
She is so cute.
Just want to take her home with you.
And you can start any place on the mat in this event.
Yes, but you see those white lines around? You just can't go outside those white lines. If the gymnast goes outside the floor exercise perimeter, it's 1/10 for each time.
Listen as the music builds and really reflects the gymnast personality, as we're seeing here, the person of Alexis Bryan.
Here's her second tumbling pass, a whip through to a triple twist, an extremely difficult tumbling pass. She had a little error on the landing, didn't quite complete the rotation. That'll be a small deduction.
I'll tell you, with tumbling passes like this that are already at an international level, by the time she's ready for the Olympics, she'll be just dynamite.
And so many young ladies have gone on from this competition to be representatives of the United States in the Olympic Games.
Absolutely, just like Dominique Dawes.
And Shannon Miller and Mary Lou Retton.
Here's Alexis setting up for a dismount, a round off back handspring, double pike, nailed. Her coaches, of course, are ecstatic. What a star. I think this child has a bright future in gymnastics.
And the fans here tonight in Haines City, Florida, love her.